And we are live. Hello and welcome. So today, really a massive pleasure. We're being joined by Kennedy from the CryptoPower team, or lead developer for the CryptoPower wallet. And it's looking amazing. I mean, this year they've had a wallet under proposal for maintenance to get rid of all the bug fixes and to really make the product a lot more polished. There's still about 4 months left to run on that proposal, but so far it's looking absolutely amazing. Now, before I get into this, but hi Kendi, how you doing?
I think there's an echo from your audio.
Oh no. Okay, let me just try and turn it down. I'll tell you what it is. No. Technical issues. I thought we had it right, but I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and fix that. While I do, I'm going to run the intro, and then we're going to get into CryptoPower, and we're going to look at all the amazing developments that have happened over the last few months. So here we go. Here's the intro. Okay, so can you hear me okay, Kennedy?
Yes, much better.
Oh, no, yours is gone now. Is he back?
Yes,
Make
much
sure you're
better.
muted. So, for some reason, I can't hear Kennedy. Oh, my
Oh,
goodness. We sorted all this out. It was all going well, and now I've
yeah.
got loads and loads of bugs. So I do apologize. Let me just go into my audios and just see if it's my audio. Sorry, guys. There we go. I'm back. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry about that. Right. Can you hear me, Kendi?
Yes, I can.
Oh, and I can hear you. Fantastic. Oh my goodness. So we've got about 10 people watching already, which is absolutely amazing. This is our first
Oh,
stream where we're actually streaming in at 1080p. We're also streaming to the Decred Project account. So hopefully
uh,
when we show off CryptoPower in just a moment, it's going to look amazing. So how are you doing, Kennedy?
yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I've got a little bit of a cold, so apologies if I'm coming across a bit nasally, but yeah, I'm okay. Um, so what's the main thing? So we're now in CryptoPower 2.
Hi, Phoenix. Sorry to interrupt. I think we're back with the re-echo. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh no. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me just take this down. I shouldn't have any echo because I've got my buds in. Hold on 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Go and talk. No, no, it seems okay to me. Apologies, guys, if you are getting echo. I'm going to let Kennedy talk
Okay.
more than me if that's the case. So tell us what you've been up to for the last few months.
So basically, we've been trying to polish up the app. We basically noticed a couple of issues here and there, and you know how software development goes. I keep hearing myself. Let's see, is this from me? This was good a minute ago, so I'm confused what's going on. Yo, I can't hear you anymore. Are you muted?
I was muted. Best laid plans. Okay, does
Yeah.
that sound any better? Does that sound any better?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly, but I keep hearing what we say over again. Do you by any chance have the live window open on a tab? Do you have YouTube open?
Let me close all of my windows. 2 seconds. There you go. Those ones are all gone. Is that any better? Any better?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's all better.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Go on then. So what have you been up to?
Um, it's, Sir Phoenix is not any better. I hear
You're
myself 1 second after. So when I say something, after 1 second, I hear myself again.
Oh. If it's any consolation, you're sounding absolutely amazing this end, so I might just have to wait a second before I interrupt you.
Let me see if this is.
I do apologise for this. While Kenny sorts his his earpiece out, we can just talk a little bit about what CryptoPower is. So the idea with CryptoPower originally was Decred had an iOS mobile app, and unfortunately, it got discontinued. And from that point forward, we kind of lost all of our mobile compatibility. So as it currently stands, unless we use a third party app like Trust or Exodus, we don't actually have our very own mobile wallets. And that's the gap that CryptoPower is trying to fill. And some of the things that they're trying to do is actually really, really interesting. And they're obviously trying to build in as many Decred features as possible, but they're also trying to make it a multi-coin wallet. So you've got things like the privacy mixing, you've got things like staking, but you've also got really interesting things like the DEX and sorry, centralized simple swaps and DEX swaps, well, which is something really nice. A lot of people ask for that, and going forward, once all of the kind of the polishing has been done, the functionality of this can then start to increase, which is really interesting. How are you getting on there, Kennedy? Any luck yet?
I think it's better. Let's give it a
Yeah.
minute.
You're sounding
Can you hear me
absolutely
all
amazing.
right?
Yeah, 100%. You're sounding great. So
Okay.
I'll ask the same question. I'll ask the same question again, and just keep going because you are sounding really, really good. It might just be a matter of taking one of your earbuds out or something. But
Okay.
so since the first proposal was to kind of get um, CryptoPower up and running, that was the first proposal. Now the second proposal was all about getting it to this polished state, getting it so that all the bugs are kind of cleansed, and we can start moving forward with a really solid mobile experience. So, what have you guys been up to over the last few months, and how is that going?
So last few months we've been polishing up the app as promised in the last proposal, and it's been going pretty good. One recent highlight I can put out because we got a lot of feedback from users asking they don't have this year working on Trust Wallet, and when is the 1224 seed what's going to come to CryptoPower? So we had to make that possible. That was we added 12 and 24 WASI support to CryptoPower. And basically, you can import your wallet from Trust or Exodus into CryptoPower, and vice versa from CryptoPower into Trust or Exodus. We've had a couple of bugs on the send page, just general app issues here and there. You know how software is generally, you just keep having an issue that was not there yesterday, probably popping up today, or this user has this complaint which you can't replicate. But yeah, we've just been doing our best to keep the app well rounded.
Yeah, I must admit, I've seen some of the complaints about the Trust wallet not being updated and people not being able to get access to their funds. And it was a question that I was going to ask about the new seed phrase, so the 12 and 24 seeds, and it's great that you've covered that straight away. So the reason that they are there is so that all these people that have lost access to their Trust wallets can now just import them keys straight into CryptoPower. And I mean that is going to be a godsend to a lot of people actually. Um,
Yeah,
a few years back, maybe a year or so back, contractors were trying to use Trust Wallet and Binance wallets to actually receive payouts from the Treasury, Decred's Treasury, and they weren't actually being recognised. And that was a massive issue for a few of the Cypherpunk Times contractors. And as it turns out, it's because it's a different kind of transaction, you have to use specific Decred wallets like Decreditor in order for that to happen. So presumably now you can import your 12 or 24 word seeds into CryptoPower, and any of those treasury
correct.
spends will now be there, and that's amazing. That's so now we can actually tell people that if you are having these problems, we do have a wallet that supports those phrases, and it's one of ours, which is yeah, absolutely amazing. Actually, that's a really good thing. Um, One other thing that I've been noticing, and before the show, we tried to set up. So I tried to set up, and as many of you know, and you've heard me talk about it before, I've got these test machines. They're about 8, 9 years old, which isn't always ideal for new products.
Yeah.
So one thing that I noticed is on my old iPad and on my old Mac Air is CryptoPower is not actually installing on the older system. So the question I want to ask is what is the recommended minimum? So in terms of OS and all the rest of them that you support.
So for Mac OS, recommended minimum is Mac OS version 13. And that is actually pretty very old. I don't think we'll see much people around with those versions. Most people have, let's say, 14, 14 points. So yeah, minimum recommended for Mac OS is version 13. And for iOS is 15.6.
And what about for our Android users? Is there a minimum for those? And Windows?
Yes, there is. Android users is let me just confirm real quick.
Yeah, no problem. I've chucked that one in because I know that this is something going forward. Is when you try to install a piece of wallet piece of software, you want to make sure that you are compatible. And unfortunately, my old MacBooks they were on version 12, so it's like we found out the hard way this morning that those are not supported. So I'm going to have to install it on another machine, a newer machine. But I'm happy to do that, of course. But it is interesting to know what the kind of limitations are here. And I think we do need to make that clear, and it might just get rid of
Yeah,
some more edge cases as well. Sorry, can you go?
yeah. So for Android, Android 4.1 upwards should work. Android 4.1 is very old, but I haven't personally tested it myself. But yeah, it's you could download it on Android 4.1.
Great stuff. And I think if we can establish these minimum standards, I think that'll help a lot of people understand what's going on there. So yeah, great stuff.
Yeah.
So what other stuff? What other bugs have you come across? What other kind of fixes? I know about a year ago I had some issues with the interface, but that all seems to be cleared up from what I've witnessed just a moment ago.
Yes. So I remember you had an issue where you were seeing lines on your interface. Personally, we were never able to recreate that issue, and that was the first of its kind because we never got any complaints regarding that. So it might have been with since you have an older system, you know how software could run perfectly on one machine and have some other side effects on some other machines. But the goal is generally to have it working for 99% of users. Yeah, but so
Yeah,
we fix certain bugs like let me just quickly go through some of the bugs we fixed for you. Yeah, so we've had this recurring issue where when you put up your keyboard to type, the send page does not have enough space to let's say display content to the user. And I think that's more of a design issue. So in the most recent changes we've done, we've tried to clear up some of the clutters on the screen, take out some unnecessary elements and widgets. So when you're trying to use the send page, you're getting more screen real estate on mobile. So that was something that was affecting a good majority of users. And yeah, I would say we've been able to do justice to that. We still have some improvement to do on that, but I'll show you what that looks like currently, probably before and after.
oh, fantastic. So we've got about 50 people watching live. If any of you guys have any questions for Kendi, want to find out more about CryptoPower, please write a comment and we'll pose those questions. But I think now is a really good time to actually look at CryptoPower and just have a little look why we're so excited about this particular software and kind of the progress that's been made. So this first screen that we're looking at then is this desktop? Is this what machine are you running this on, Kennedy?
Yeah, so this is running on macOS
Okay.
version 14.2, I believe.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I
Yeah.
did have a question. I know I asked you this the other day. When are or what's the plans for upgrading DCRD upgrading to version 2 of DCRD?
We've done that upgrade already. Actually, we
Oh,
did
fantastic.
about a month ago. We did the upgrade to version 2.0.1, And more recently, as early as this week, we did an upgrade to version 2.0.4. So yeah, we did that upgrade with the last version 2.0 upgrade of CryptoPower.
And what does the sync times look like now? So from nothing to fully synced for Decred, how long does that roughly take?
Um, yeah, so I just synced the wallet, and I'll say it took me about 14 minutes from
Fantastic.
zero to completion.
Yeah, that is super fast. I love it. I love it. So, talk us through what we're seeing here, then, Kennedy.
So this is basically the overview page of the wallet. So it's basically just meant to give you an overview of your entire wallet or the entire app. So you have the sync cards for. I have some Decred wallets, so I have the sync cards for that. We have the sync cards for Bitcoin as well and Litecoin. So you could just manage all your syncs without having to go into the specific wallet. And if peradventure you still want to go into a specific wallet, you have this arrow that takes you straight into the wallet. But what I believe we could do is to change this arrow to a view wallet button because I find that people don't really know that that arrow is meant to take you straight into the wallet. So we're going to simplify that with a view wallet button. Then you have the market overview. You have so you basically have Decred, Bitcoin, and Litecoin current market prices. So you don't have to leave the app to know what the current market values are. Then you have your
Nice.
recent transactions. Yeah. You have your recent transactions and your staking activities. You could see them. If you have trades, you could see your recent trades here as well. And you can see the recent proposals. So this is CryptoPower testnet. That's why we have all these test proposals here.
Wow, I've got to be honest. One of the things that I liked from the original proposal was this overview page. I love the fact that it's so easy to get all of this really good information. And we should note that these are all non-custodial wallets or self-custodial wallets. So, but Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Decred are all using SPV like client wallets. So when you're using this on your phone or your iPad or whatever device, you're still having full custody of your wallets. You're syncing with the chain over SPV, and it's super impressive actually what this is looking like.
Yeah, thank you for that, Phoenix. Something I was also considering doing was to merge both the asset balance slider and the sync cards together because basically what this does is just basically to show you your balance, cumulative balance for all your Decred wallets, same for your Litecoin and all that. So I think it's going to make more sense if we have that in the sync card. So maybe somewhere above or right beside the wallet name, you could just have your balance. So as you scroll through each wallet, you can easily get to see what the balance for that wallet is going to be.
Yeah, I like that a lot actually. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and here you have the transactions tab. Um, Over here as well, you have the wallets tab. You can see all your wallets in a drop down, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Decred. Here you have the trade tab, and that's where you have DCRDEX. You have the centralized exchange. So I'm going to have to demo the centralized exchange on mainnet because it does not support testnet. But what we're going to have to do DCRDEX on testnet.
Okay.
And yeah, you have the governance tab, basically. Ooh.
There is so much functionality there, and you're also doing peer-to-peer mixing if you're using Decred DCRD2 as well, which is awesome.
Correct, correct. You have I could set up Mixer for this wallet. Initiate. Okay, so I think I already have Mixer set up. So hmm, I seem to have set up Mixer before. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Looks like it's already mixed,
That's,
isn't it? Or it's at least
yeah,
it's
yeah,
running.
it's already set up. Yeah. So this is basically if you want to use a mixer, let me try setting up the mixer. So right now, Mixer is running in the background, and we should be seeing outputs here. So let's just give that a moment. We could just go on, and it's going to be popping up
Yeah.
when Mixer is ongoing. Yeah, we have the staking page here. If you want to buy tickets, so you just basically choose the account you want to buy from. You choose a balance to maintain, and you could select your voting service provider, and then start ticket purchase. But I think I don't have sufficient. Okay, yeah, okay, it's going through actually. So you have the auto tickets buyer, which could just be buying tickets for you until we saw a balance to maintain earlier. So until you get to the balance to maintain. So whatever if you set zero, it's going to keep buying tickets for you until you can no longer afford to buy tickets. So
We
it's
should
it's
probably
pretty
also
convenient.
we should probably also note that if you are doing mixing and you are doing buying tickets using CryptoPower, the wallet does need to be on and in the front ground. Is that correct still?
Um, no, it just needs to be opened. It doesn't need to be in the
Okay.
foreground.
Okay.
But while on mobile, yes, it needs to be in the foreground because when you go to the background on mobile, most times system resources get freed up for priority applications. So you could have another application in the foreground, and that will use more resources. So what Apple does most times is just to free up resources from applications in the background to focus on those running in the foreground. So on mobile, you need to have the app running in the foreground, but on desktop, you don't just need to have the app open.
Oh, that's amazing. And it all looks like it's fairly streamlined, fairly straightforward, which is absolutely amazing. And I love and how hard. I mean, this is a good question. So we've had in Deco we've had a massive upgrade to the privacy mixing service. So it's gone from like a more centralized server based mixing protocol to this completely peer to peer protocol where Kendi now press the button and that's all doing it peer to peer. How hard was it to kind of migrate from the older version to this version?
It was pretty straightforward, actually. We just had to, because previously you had to provide a mixing server, I believe, but now we just take away the server, and it was a pretty straightforward process. We didn't have to do any much technical work on our end. It was almost plug and play. We just had to make sure we were not pointing to a specific server, and we let the Decred backend do the rest of the work.
That considering it was such a big upgrade, that is absolutely impressive. That people that are running these
Yeah.
the mixes in a wallet that's effectively, you've built this from the ground up, and to implement all this new software, all these new improvements, like you just said, plug and play, and I love that terminology. I think that's great. Um, what other things? I mean, we talked a little bit before the show about exchanges and things like that. But what other things do you think crypto power could benefit as just the core functionality? What do you still think there is to do?
Um, Most definitely, we need a stable coin, maybe Poly, USD, who knows? But we need to look at stable coins. I think it's going to be a game changer. Um, Prepaid cards, prepaid cards. You need to be able to spend your crypto in real life without having to go through all these hassles and hoops. So, stablecoin is going to be top of that list for me. Prepaid cards as well, and those are the two major ones I'd say, amongst others. We know we're still trying to talk about connecting hardware wallets, Trezor Ledger. That's also in the hindsight. So that's something that would be good to have. And something interesting I would love to look at is also Bison wallets. We have Bison Relay, and they make use of the digital lighting feature. We want to see if we can take from their code base and probably get lighting into CryptoPower and probably have the P2P chat feature. That would be interesting to see as well.
That would be amazing. Excuse me, just 2 seconds. Oh, I just had to cough. One thing I was going to say
Okay, no problem.
about the about the prepaid cards and having USDT. So basically, if you've got like Decred and you wanted to use a prepaid card, the cheapest way that I understand would be to go to something like USDC or USDT and then buy the prepaid card that way. And that would obviously offer CryptoPower users a really cheap way of buying gift cards. Am I right in thinking that?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, because I know in the past we've always thought, well, let's have Decred go straight to these prepaid cards, and the actual amount that you end up paying actually is a lot more. Whereas you might just pay a couple of cents with USDC, and now we're building up all of these USDC USDT pairs on Bison Wallet. It kind of makes sense to say, you know what, we can cheaply now get from Decred to one of those stable coins. And why bother using your Decred and paying like £1 or £2 or $2 or whatever, when you can just do it for a couple of cents by using one of the stable coins. And I like the way you was thinking about that. Actually, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, and also considering the fact that we have exchanges implemented, so you could as well easily just go from Decred, Bitcoin, sorry about that, Decred, Bitcoin, Litecoin, straight to a stable coin. So we have the base implementation, we have the base work ready for when we bring in a stable coin. So yeah, I think it's a gradual process, but it's very achievable.
Yeah, and I'm all for being able to use your crypto and being able to spend it in real life. And it is a pain point at the minute, no matter which way you look at it. You know, and I've talked to a few people in the space, Joel Venezuela being one of them, and really and truly at the moment, the only way of kind of spending your money in the real world is with these prepaid cards or these gift cards. So it kind of makes sense to say, you know what, Decred has that. Decred needs access to that. So I love the fact that you guys are thinking that far ahead as well, and I also like the fact that you guys are thinking about the hardware wallets. Now, we've just had a proposal. It failed. It was the Keystone proposal, and honestly, I think it failed at this point just purely because of the money of Decred, or the price of Decred is so low, and because people don't really know what Keystone is. I know when I was looking at the proposal, I was thinking, well, how is Keystone any different to Ledger or Trezor? And I wonder if you've got
Mhm.
any additional information on that.
So I know Keystone. Just 1 second. Let me verify this so I don't put out the
Sorry,
wrong
I'm
information.
just for the audience sake, I'm just throwing that in Kendi's Kendi's way, because part of the proposal did say that they were going to implement it as part of the CryptoPower wallet, which I thought was really really interesting. And I don't, once we get a bit of understanding about Keystone, I don't see why something like that wouldn't be something we'd like to see. Go on, Kendi.
So why Joe wanted that to go into crypto power was because we had the potential of having QR code scanners, and Keystone works very well with QR codes. So if you had that implemented in crypto power, that would have solved two problems at the same time. Well, the first problem being the base work required for Keystone, which means we could as well add that to Cake Wallet in the future, and also having a base to test that the implementation works as expected, because it's wanting to do the background work and not having anywhere to test that this works as expected, and having a place to test that this works the way we want it to work, which was the whole point of trying to get it into crypto power and using the scan QR code feature.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, I mean, the more I hear about Keystone, it does look quite impressive. So I'm still doing my research, and unfortunately, I didn't have enough information when that proposal went live. But it's nice to see that CryptoPower is able to take on all of these new things that maybe you wouldn't want to put into to Decrediton, being that. And I've always thought this way. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've always thought, Decrediton is my vault. That's my area that I've kind of like hyper secure area, and then my mobile wallets, that's where I'm going to use and experiment with them, and I kind of differentiate in that way. And I quite like the idea of the experimentation part taking place this way. And the fact that you guys are already thinking about implementing so much of this stuff is amazing. So where do we go forward from here then, Kendi? So we've got about what 3 months left on the proposal, I believe. So what can we expect to see on the lead up to that completion?
Definitely this X mainnet. That's definitely going to come in. And that's the only, well, I say, major feature coming in because the rest is just maintenance. And but I have some priority issues I would like to get resolved before that proposal gets completed. And once we have those done, we'll look at getting another maintenance prop going. And we had the idea to cancel feature implementation mid proposals. So what we just do now, we're going to have a maintenance proposal, and when we want to add new features, we just have it as its own proposal. So if the community wants that, it's easier to say, oh, I want this or I do not want this. Because before we find out that we have to merge a lot of features into one proposal, and you have some community members wanting this feature, some don't want this feature, and then it kind of creates a discord in the voting process because some people are voting for just a single feature in a larger proposal, while some people are voting against just because they don't want a particular feature to come in. So I think that solves that problem. And from next year, we could see new features coming to CryptoPower, new feature proposals.
Yeah, oh, you're setting something on fire, Kendi. I particularly like that approach, I must say, and it's one of the things that not necessarily with this proposal, but certainly the last proposals that Bison Wallet did, where they said, look, we're going to get this to version 1. We're just going to focus this proposal on the most
I
things.
can't hear you anymore. Are you muted?
1, 2. No, I'm still live.
No
I can
audio
hear
coming
you.
from you.
These technical issues just don't want to go away, do they? How's that? Any better? Still no luck?
Okay,
Ah,
perfect.
yeah, you can hear me. Yeah. Sorry about that. But I was
Yeah.
just basically saying I like these focus proposals where you say, look, we're going to keep the bugs being fixed. We're going to keep making this a polished article, and we're going to get it to this stage. And this is how much it's going to cost you for a year's worth of work. And then I like the idea of adding the extra proposals if you want these extra things. And ultimately, I've always been a keen believer that the security aspect of what decode software is about it should be paramount. It should be, when people turn on a wallet, when they turn on a piece of software, they should know that they're doing it securely, that every effort has been made to kind of make it the best it can possibly be. So yes, it's nice that you're going down that route, and I certainly think when you shifted to that, I think that was a good idea. So yeah, it's great, and it's great to see that you're going to put the DCRDex stroke Bison wallet into it as well, and get that onto mainnet before this proposal ends. And I think the community will really appreciate that. Before I let you take over again, we've got 80 people watching. If you have any questions, please add them to the comments, and I'll get Kendi to ask it. Otherwise, we're coming to the end of my particular questions. But if you guys in the community have anything you want to ask, anything you think a mobile wallet, a non-custodial mobile wallet should have, let me know in the comments. So one of the other things that you said about was getting Lightning into CryptoPower. How do you see that? Will that just be for chat, or are we looking at Lightning payments, maybe even Bitcoin Lightning payments? What are you thinking there?
So originally it's going to be for chats with Bison Relay, but if we have the initial groundwork done for Lightning, we might as well just have the payment feature. But I'm not sure how many people are currently using TCR's Lightning payment feature. The demand might be low, and if the demand is too low, there might not really be a point investing man hour into developing that. And for Bitcoin Lightning, that would be exceptional to have. Although I'm not sure how that's going to work because that might be tricky to get funded in a proposal since it's Bitcoin, not Decred, and stakeholders might not want to pay for Bitcoin work.
That's true enough. In terms of Lightning payments outside of Bison Relay, from the chart that Jay Holstock has of the Lightning Network, generally it looks like there's just two or three people using it just for independent channels. So yeah, I don't think the demand is that huge. But that being said, Bison Relay, we're doing lots and lots of payments over there every single day, sending tips and things. Have you used Bison Relay?
Yeah, yeah, I use Bison really basically. I mean, that's what we used to do CMS, and I found the initial learning curve was a bit, will I say, steep, but every software has its own learning curve. So getting to use it over a couple of weeks and then a couple of months, I got very familiar with it. And I recently just updated to the latest version of Bison Relay. As a matter of fact, I even have it as one of the apps I have opened on my laptop. It's pretty decent work. I love the fact that it doesn't have a lot of complex mumbo jumbo, just focusing on what's important.
Yeah, I must admit, I absolutely love Bison Relay, and I love what they've achieved there. Unfortunately, I can't get the latest version working. I've got loads of glitches, so I've had to reverse back to the old one. But some of the design aspects of the new one look absolutely amazing. So yeah, getting chat into a mobile app like that would be great. And like I said at the beginning of the show, it's one area that Decred has been lacking in is actually getting mobile apps. And as the bulk of our population now uses mobile apps, it does seem crazy not to have a top-notch implementation. And that's what I'm hoping for CryptoPower, and to take it to that next step, especially if it's got all the DEX features. It's going to be absolutely incredible. How are you
Yeah.
getting on? How are you getting on with the iOS implementation of Dex features? Is that a no go now, or are you still trying to work that out and try and get it past all their filters and whatnot?
iOS implementation of Dex, that's a no-go. Mainly because we decided to not do Dex on mobile because of how long it takes a very long time to complete trades on Dex. So it is not really practical to have that on mobile. What we expected to have on mobile was a centralized exchange. And Apple was like, you need to provide anti-money laundering this, you need to provide that. They had a lot of requirements just lined up, and it was ridiculous. So we had to just take out the centralized exchange feature from mobile. So you could. They also prevented us from putting that on MacBooks, on Mac builds. So right now, the only way to use the trade feature is either going to be on an Android device or a Windows PC or Linux PC.
Yeah, no, that is. I mean, it's the walled garden effect again, isn't it? And it's one of the problems that Decred's been facing because we don't take fees and because we don't do any of that sort of stuff. It's a bit it's hard to get through, but it's impressive that you managed to get the simple swap stuff added though. So that in itself is an absolute bonus. And if the prepaid cards can be added there as well, that'd be amazing. Will you
Yeah.
will you have stumbling blocks with prepaid cards, or is that going to be okay?
So do we have what?
When it comes to when you start adding the prepaid cards, do you perceive that you're going to have a stumbling block with Apple in that regard, or do you think that'll be okay?
You can never really tell with Apple, but I hope not.
Yeah, I
I
hope
hope
we can
not.
get that. I know a lot of people want to start using these prepaid cards and these gift cards and things like that. So yeah, I really
Yeah.
hope we can make that happen. But yeah, absolutely loving your work. Is there anything else you wanted
Yeah.
to demo? Anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah. So I started the mixer a while ago, and
Hold on
we
a
have it
hold on.
running. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. So we started the mixer a while ago, and this right now it's on 87%, and you could see the transaction history of the mixing taking place.
Look at that, folks. All
So
peer to peer, running live as we speak. Amazing.
yeah, and it's pretty fast too. So yeah, so that's mixer running for you. In the next update, I believe we're going to rename Stake Shuffle to Privacy. Exitor suggested that a while ago, and I think it makes sense. Is easier for new users to know what privacy is than to be wondering, oh, what's Stake Shuffle?
Yeah, I think so. I think ultimately people, although we might all be into decode, they don't care about the terminology, do they? It says privacy, hit the button, done. And I love the fact that it's
Yeah,
just one button. So yeah, actually calling it privacy does make a lot of sense. So yeah.
yeah, correct. Um, so yeah, and we had auto ticket buyer running in the background as well. So you could see we bought a ticket about 3 minutes ago, currently unmined and unconfirmed. So when that gets mined, it's going to change the status to immature. And yeah, so this we have staking, ticket buying, and stake shuffle running.
So is
Privacy at its
this
finest.
this is testnet at the moment, though, isn't it? Do you have it running on mainnet
Yes,
as
this
well?
is the.
Oh, this is
No,
mainnet. Ah, fantastic.
I don't have it running on mainnet currently.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
this
But
is testnet. This is testnet.
yeah, but all this that you're showing us now does work on mainnet as well. Yeah.
Correct. Yes, it does work on mainnet.
Oh, great stuff. Yeah, no, I just want to confirm that before I started shouting how great this is. Just want to make sure that was the case. And and as you can see, I mean, the interface looks absolutely slick. If I'm if I have one nitpick, and when I was using, and obviously I didn't get very far, but if I have one nitpick on my iPad, I don't know if you can't see my mouse, unfortunately, but you see that black area that you're currently hovering over. So if you go down a bit,
Okay.
so if you go to the side, just
Down.
go to the side area, side, go right, bit more.
Yeah.
That black area there. On my iPad, what I like to do is I like to click there and drag up and down. And I noticed that I couldn't do that. I had to actually be inside of the frame to actually drag it. And if I'm honest, if that could be resolved, that'd be bloody amazing. Because I like to use because
Okay.
I'm always afraid that I'm going to click something I shouldn't, and maybe that's just because I'm old.
Okay.
But
All right. Um, Let me quickly take a note of that.
yeah, I mean, it's I know it's in a frame, but I kind of I wonder if it needs to be in a frame is what I'm kind of thinking there, and having all of that blank space, and I'm sure a lot of people are the same where they just like to click on the side and scroll up and down. Um, but that yeah, from my limited experience of using CryptoPower, that was the only thing that I kind of thought, oh, that would make the user experience a bit better.
All right. I've noted that down and
That's
we'll create an
fantastic.
issue for that and we'll work at resolving it.
I love the big QR codes you got there as well. So we've
QR
got
code.
90.
Oh, okay. On the
That's right,
receive
yeah.
page.
We got 95 people watching. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this because I don't know about you guys, but I think CryptoPower is looking pretty slick actually. This is dark mode. I wonder if you can show the guys light mode as well, just to show the contrast. So
Sure.
you can actually have it in different modes, which I know Exodus will kill me for that. He'd be like, no, put it back in dark mode. That looks good. But I like the
Yeah,
light mode as well. But
he's the biggest fan. He's the biggest fan of like of dark mode.
yeah, oh, absolutely. But this, I mean, what you guys have done is actually really, really impressive. And I mean, even the overview page was the thing that got me originally. I just thought, wow, having all of that data right in front of you is brilliant. No, yeah, well
All
done,
right,
Kendi.
so
This is absolutely amazing.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So we have this is the Dex. I'm already bonded, so because there's an initial process where you have to pick a server, set your password, pick a server, and then post bond. But I've already done that, so that's why I'm on the main trading page. So you have the pairs here. That's this year and LCC. And right now, you can see the other books are pretty bland because I don't think anybody's using testnet. But if I do create a limit order, I see create an order of one lot. So right now it's waiting to get order booked. So once it gets order booked, it's gonna show in the yeah, there you go. So there we have it in the order books.
Oh, that is
So right
nice.
now, yeah, so right now if you had CryptoPower running and you had the sufficient LTC in your wallet, you could take this order. So that's just basically what it means. So if you go to BTC, you see no order books because we haven't created any order. Let me create one of two lots.
I really like how simple that interface is, Kennedy. That looks amazing.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to go for because usually you can't hide the fact that trading is very complex. Not really complex, but could be quite a complex process with all the candles and all that's flying around. And we wanted to see how we could get the best of both worlds, how we could make it easy for users to get onboarded without having to wonder what this is or what that is. So for if you want a simpler version of the DCRDX, I would say CryptoPower is the way to go. Just put in what you want and you see the other books and all that. But we're also working on probably in future, one of the updates would probably have a complex mode. I don't know why this is still spinning. We'll probably have a complex mode where you could see all the advanced UIs. That is, you could see all the candles and whatnot. But that's probably going to be sometime next year.
That looks like it's crashed out. Shall I come off of this page?
I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know why it's still spinning because I can see the other
Ah, there it is.
timeout warning. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know why we got a timeout, but I can see the. Okay, this is LTC. This is BTC. So if this gets booked, we should see it on this page. I'm not sure why we got a timer. Let me try that again. Whether it's a network problem, I'm not sure. Okay.
No, I
So
think
this,
yeah, I really like the way how simple that looks for mobile users. They're going to really appreciate that. And it's important to say
yeah,
once this goes to mainnet, that will be linking with all of the orders inside of Byton Wallet as well. So they're completely
exactly.
cross compatible.
Yes, correct. Correct, exactly. I really wished you had this running, but probably we're gonna have another live stream sometime, say in November. Yeah, and we could have you set up, and so we could I could create an order and you could take the order and we'll see how it works in real time. But by
Well, I
then as
think
well, we should
once
have mainnet running.
yeah. Well, once this goes to mainnet, let's set up a live stream and we'll do that and we'll just show this. So I can have both Bison Wallet and I'll have CryptoPower running at the same time. We'll chuck a bunch of orders on and we'll just have a little play around with it. I think that'd be an amazing experiment, actually. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So you can see the order books. This is BTC order book. If I switch to LTC, we have the LTC order book. So yeah, that's about it for this year Dex. We just got mainnet funding approved, so we could do some tests on mainnet before letting people test on mainnet, basically.
Yeah, that'd be cool. No, I mean, just this is absolutely amazing. So, what does the centralized exchange one do? That is for simple swaps, isn't it? And who do
That's
you,
for simple swaps.
yeah,
Yeah, so I'll run mainnet shortly, so we could see how it works on mainnet.
okay. So, who do you currently have active for simple swaps? All the usual suspects. Change now, Changely,
We
things like
have
that.
Yeah, we have Chengnan, we have Trocado, we have Godex, and we have Flip.me. Just those four currently.
So when you hit the centralized exchange, it basically looks at all of those platforms and it finds you the best orders. Is that correct?
No, you know what?
Oh,
Let me
he's
switch
got it
to
going.
minutes. Yeah, I'll switch to minutes and let you see what it looks like.
Okay. Wow, we're up to basically 100 users now. It's 100 viewers. Absolutely amazing, guys. If you've got any questions, if there's anything you want to see, chuck us a comment and we'll do it. Hopefully, my Twitter comments are running. I had to shut Twitter down because I think it was causing a few echoes. But if you do have comments, obviously chuck us a comment, and I'll ask those questions of Kennedy, and we'll get them answered. But this is looking absolutely incredible. I love it.
Just should let me make sure we don't have anything to test on testnets anymore before we move to mainnet. You have sending of transactions. That's pretty straightforward. Um, Let me see. Wallets, receive, QR code. Because I'm 10 this year. So
So
basically,
look,
you could just, sorry.
I was just going to say, look how simple that was to set up a send, set up a receive. Just yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what you want for your mobile wallet, isn't it? Just so much.
Yes,
Oh,
basically.
I'm in awe right now, buddy. This is good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm gonna have testnet set up right now, so I could show you what that looks like. I'm sorry, mainnet, I mean.
Yeah. So we'll head over to mainnet, but yeah, absolutely. Once again, if you've got any questions, even if you just like what you're seeing, or if you want to test my comments, just say hello. Because at the moment, I haven't got any comments, and I'm a bit worried that they're not working again. Um, I'm reluctant to turn Twitter back on, just in case it goes down. But once again, if you've got any questions, ask away, and we're definitely going to set up another live stream once DCR Dex hits mainnet and really try this stuff out because it's looking, yeah, yeah, it's looking awesome.
Okay, let's see. All right, mainnet is gonna pop up in a while.
Yeah, no worries. No, these things always take a little bit of time to change over between testnet and mainnet, but it's great that you've got both of these areas that you can actually try this stuff out on. It's yeah.
Actually, let me show you. We added a feature where you could easily switch between mainnet and testnet right on the go. Let me show you how that works.
Okay. While we just wait for that to come back on, I'm gonna go over to Twitter and just make sure everything is working. So apologies if there starts being a bit of an echo again. But if you guys have got any chat, I'm gonna post a chat here just to make sure it's working. Yeah, perfect. It is working. So if you guys are in the chat, if you're watching this, of which we're up to 101 viewers, wow. Chuck us your questions. What are you liking about CryptoPower right now?
So yeah, so if you go to the app settings page, you could easily just switch from testnet to mainnet.
Oh, that's nice and easy.
Yes, basically. Um, I seem to be getting the wrong balance. And yeah, we have the several exchange rates. We have for Binance, Coin, Coin Paprika, Messari, and KuCoin. So what happens is because Binance is banned for some people, so what happens is we look through the available exchanges and want to find one that works for you. You just default to that. And mind you, this is only when you enable Exchange APIs, because you have your network privacy. You could disable every API calls. So if you just want to remain, you don't want to have any network interactions, you could disable governance, the Exchange APIs, the fee rates APIs, the VSP APIs, and the check for updates APIs.
It's good that you can set up that. Loads of stuff.
Yes, basically. So you see, we got the error message when you try. We got this notification when you try to trade DCR decks on mainnet. So it lets you know you have to try it out on testnet only.
So when do you reckon that'll be ready for mainnet then? When we can start using that?
Probably by next month, or not before next
Oh,
month.
oh,
I'll
that'd be
keep you
great.
posted. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when people see that before this proposal kind of comes to an end, people see how polished this is looking, and you'll have DCR decks or Bison wallet loaded up, ready to go on mainnet. I think people will really appreciate that, and it's just like I said, it's looking really slick. Right, so centralized exchanges. What we got here
Um.
then?
y- yes. Okay. Let me go back. So right now, I don't have any LTC. So I want to try converting some Decred to Litecoin. I have about two Decred. I have two Decred here on mainnet. So yeah, you asked how the servers work. So you get to pick a server. You get to pick what you want, Trocado, Change Now, Codex, or Flip Me. So the rates you get are based on what you pick. So right now I'll be going with Flip Me because on this current machine I do not have the Trocado, Change Now, and Codex API keys with me. Those require an API key. So on my current machine, I do not have those API keys, so I would go with Flip Me. So you see the minimum trade amount and the maximum trade amount. You could see the flip me rate. One DCR is equals to 0.17 LTC. You could also have the settings to choose the wallet you want to use. Um, okay, so let's try one DCR. Let's see how that works out. Okay, so the order has been submitted. I could view the order details.
And what's really cool there is if you've ever used Change Now before, you've got to put all your wallet addresses in and move on to the next stage, put another wallet address in. And by the looks of it, you've just kind of done that. You've just put the amount you want in, press go, and it's now just going to change and chuck you
Yeah,
like into that wallet, which is really quick, really efficient. That's great.
basically. So you could see it has changed to deposit received now. And if we check the transactions, you could see the one DCR is pending. So we're going to need to wait for this to have um, probably enough confirmations, and then it's going to take a while, probably 20 minutes, 15 minutes. So we could be looking at other features while we wait for this. So,
Yeah,
but currently, there's deposit received, and we're just going to wait for that. So, but what we expect to see is by the end of this swap, we should be having 0.175 Litecoin in our Litecoin wallet. Currently, we do not have any Litecoin.
just to because those swaps are done on chain, there are about two. There's two to confirm the decred goes through, and then I think there's three
Exactly,
three confirmations for Litecoin. Yeah,
exactly. Spot on, spot on.
right. So what else you want to show us? Governance. We've got a proposal running currently actually. So there is the DCR Dex development stage 5.5 running, which should end today or tomorrow. And look at that vote turnout. Is that 30? I can't read it from here. Is it? Yeah, it's basically 30,000 votes.
Yeah, basically 30,000 votes.
Yeah, which is probably one of the highest turnouts of votes we've had in a long time. Remember, for those not familiar with Decred's voting system, it's a maximum of 41,000 votes. So that's a really really high turnout.
Yeah, to
But it's great that you can see all the voting happening inside the wallet. and you can also see the proposal itself. Can you see the comments in the wallet as well, or is or
Currently you cannot see the comments.
no?
You can't see the comments.
Because it's the same in Decrediton. You can't. You have to physically go to Politeia in order to see the comments, and I think
Yeah,
that would be a great feature.
yeah, that would
Being able to
be.
comment.
We could
Uh,
probably take a look at having that. There should be APIs available for that, if I remember
well,
correctly.
I wouldn't get too carried away because they're changing it, aren't they? Because we're currently moving. We've already moved CMS over to Bison Relay, and the next part of that is to move Politeia over so that the current proposals.decred.org is going to be a read-only format, apparently. So yeah, you might
Yeah,
want to hold off on that a little bit.
I also probably have to bring this up with Politia because for some reason it takes quite a while to get the necessary information to continue with your vote. I don't know why that happens. Before it used to be super. So before it used to be not too fast, but at least within 20 seconds you have the information loaded up. But now it seems to take quite some time before you get to see the amount of votes you can place and not place. So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is why the Crediton doesn't allow voting from within the wallet. I'm not
you
sure if that's
can
a reason.
you can vote in Decrediton.
Oh, that's a new feature.
You've been able to vote in Decrediton since day one, I believe. But
Oh,
yeah, so you open up Decrediton, you go to the vote page, you click vote, and it's done. Um, but the only
that's
thing you can't,
interesting.
yeah, the only thing you can't see in Decrediton is the comments. So you can see the proposal, and I don't. I'd have to check this, but I don't think you can see the vote progress either. But yeah, the other thing with Politeia is kind of it's since Luke left, it hasn't had the most amount of updates, and I think this is also one of the reasons they're looking to move it over to Bison Relay so it becomes more manageable. Apparently, it's a little bit it's a bit of a faff at the minute from what people have said to actually maintain certain things. But
Oh, okay.
you can definitely vote from Decrediton. I think you've been able to do that pretty much since the early days.
That's interesting. That's interesting. From my okay, so it's finally popped up. It should not take that long. That's
Yeah,
a painfully long wait. But
yeah,
if
shame
I
it
did
is.
have, yeah, if I did have any tickets, I'll be able to choose how many yes votes I want to give, how many no votes I want to give.
Oh,
I could
that's
max out
cool.
my tickets. Yeah,
One
basically.
thing you can't do in Decrediton is actually decide which way. If you wanted to split your vote, say, I want 50% there and 50% there, you can't do that. Everything has to be all or nothing. So you say, if you got 10 tickets, you say, right, all 10 of my votes are yes, or they're a no, or they're an abstain. Which, am
Yeah.
I right in thinking that here you can actually associate certain tickets with certain yes or no's? Is that right? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, so it's just basically relies on the amount of tickets you have, but you can't actually choose. So if you are to have 10 tickets and you put five yes, five no, you can't
Yeah.
actually choose which specific tickets votes what way because I think the voting method is quite random to avoid rigging of the system. So you can't really choose what ticket votes what way. You just know that you have 10 tickets and then I want five to vote yes, I want five to vote no. So five of your 10 tickets randomly vote yes, and the other five vote no. He even knows you might not even get any to vote. That happens sometimes. Some might not get to vote because you can't even pick when your tickets are going to vote.
Um, is that the case with? No, that's not the case with proposals though, because proposals is like a time lock thing, isn't it? So if your 10 tickets sit in a slot, they're
Yeah,
eligible to vote.
they're
Yeah, that
legible.
is
Yes,
yeah, but that's definitely the case for consensus and treasury, definitely.
yes. Correct, actually. And then if you have no tickets, we provide the get tickets now because some newbies might not know what tickets are. So when they say, oh, I have 0 votes, they're not sure what to do next. So we added the get tickets now button for you, which brings you to the staking page so you can purchase tickets.
It's looking very slick. I actually really like that feature because sometimes you might think to yourself, well, I don't really care about this proposal, but I don't want to abstain. So you just say, right, I'll do 50-50, 50% yes, 50% no, and I really like that feature actually. I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So we have gotten the necessary confirmations for, we've gotten two confirmations, so probably just have to wait a bit more for Litecoin to pop up. Um, do I have any other features to showcase? Well, yes, the possibilities are endless with this, and
Well, one question I might have is um, on like Bison Wallet, you can go into your Decred pair, you can go into your Bitcoin pair, and you can see how many peers there are. Can you do the same here?
on Bison Wallet.
Yeah. So now you're in here. So if you open up the settings on one of these, can you see how many? So to obviously make sure you're connected to the network, you tell.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
here you go, connected to 8 pairs.
Yeah, that's cool. Because sometimes if you might think, oh, there's something wrong with my wallet, and it just might be that it's waiting for peers to come in and kind of verify transactions. So it's nice to be able to see that, and that's absolutely amazing. What's the
Yeah, yeah.
benefit of having a sync button?
You mean the toggle here?
Yeah,
Well, you might personally decide that you don't want this wallet to be syncing anymore for whatever reason. So you have the option to turn that off. Basically, it's just to enable or disable syncing. So if you disable syncing, it basically means you will not have access to um, certain features. So some
yeah.
people
So
might want the average user might want auto sync enabled, which is what happens, but um,
yeah, I'd
you
imagine
still
the
have the power
majority
to
of people
decide
do.
whether you want. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, correct. And then we have this, well, I say, handy feature here. So you don't need to go back to switch your wallets. You could just, from the drop down, switch to a different wallet of your choice.
yeah, that's really cool. Actually, just not make it nice and easy. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. I love it. So just refresh my mind. So what are we looking for? So if once this proposal, the end of this proposal, we're looking at having DCR Dex mainnet, and obviously there's a few more things that you want to clean up, and then going
Yes.
forward, on your wish list, you've got prepaid cards.
Yeah.
What
Stable
other?
coins.
Oh, and hardware wallets. Oh, and stable coins. Yeah. What about any other? What about any other blockchains? Is there any other projects you want to have on there? Obviously, if you had
Um,
stablecoins, you'd want Polygon. But is like I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
What other chains would you want on there?
Personally, I would love having some ETH EVM assets available. Um, That's because right now we have very limited amount of options to decorate Bitcoin, Litecoin, and we know the vast majority of the community have various holdings. They love to, try out tokens. And so yeah, so having ETH-based tokens, Matic, having Matic network as well would be helpful. So, but ETH will be my number one. Yeah.
Does the fees on Ethereum? Um, because obviously we've had Ethereum pairs on Bison Wallet for a while, and to my knowledge, I don't think we've ever had a single trade on it. But what would be the benefit of having Ethereum pairs? Is it just for the extra coins and stuff?
The first benefit would be for people to hold. That's
Yeah,
one. And second is for the centralized exchange, because while we know a lot of people want the DEX, some people just don't care for that. They just want to have a quick way to swap out the money, and it's going to come handy. I want to get some ETH and I want to give out some DCR. You could easily make that swap. And having the ETH asset is going to also make, well, I say, pave the way for having ETH based tokens on the platform. So the possibilities are kind of quite endless with that, because we have several ETH tokens.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and how long, in your opinion, do you think it'll take you to get stable coins?
Um, right now, I cannot give a definite answer. I haven't done the necessary research to back
Yeah.
that up.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, from my own perspective, just using Bison Wallet and being able to get stable coins from Coinbase onto Bison Wallet, change them into USDT, and then start trading with Decred or whatever else. It's been an absolute godsend. Really, it's saved me an absolute ton of money. Um, so yeah, I think that'll be a really popular one. How are we doing with this exchange? We're at the hour and 10 minute mark now, so I reckon we're pretty much done. But I would love to see the finished result of this exchange if it's
Yeah.
happened.
So the
Looks like it's
problem I
just finished.
noticed the
Oh,
the the DCR transaction has completed 3 confirmations, but I tend to notice an issue with some platforms where they don't stick to our 2 confirmation. DCR requires 2 confirmations
yeah,
to go through. I noticed on some platforms they don't stick to those 2 confirmations. Most platforms require a minimum of 6 confirmations.
really.
I have no idea why. Yeah, for example, like Binance requires 6 DCR confirmations for your transaction to go through, which is ridiculous. At the point, it was 12 DCR confirmations, and I think we complained, and they brought it down to 6, and I don't know why it's on 6. So I'm guessing that might be the case here. So while it has completed on our end, it might need a couple more confirmations on Flip Me end to go through. So it's going to go through. It's just a matter of minutes to say, so to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. I mean, I generally really, really impressed with that actually, and the ease at which the centralized kind of simple swaps work there is brilliant. But yeah, the fact that there's, like I say, 6 confirmations is absolutely nuts. For anyone not aware of Decode Chain, but yeah, pretty much within 2 or 3, it's it's pretty much locked completely. We don't have these big reorgs.
Yes,
Um,
correct.
so yeah, it's nuts that they need 6 really, but there you are. That's the way these things roll. Kennedy, it's been an absolute pleasure. Is there anything you want to finish up with before we sign off?
Um, Let me see if I could give a glimpse of mobile.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, we're happy to wait for mobile. Everyone wants to be able to use this stuff on their phone. That's the winning ticket right now.
Seems like the streaming links works with Safari only. Let me see.
Whilst Kennedy just sorts his screens out for mobile, and hopefully we can take a little look at that. If there's anyone that wants to come on Decred today and talk about the work that they've been up to in future weeks, obviously shout out Decred at Decred Society, and I'd love to have you guys on. Really interested to see what you guys have been working on, see any demos that you want to produce, so we can have these same informed discussions, and just really share with the world what's actually happening, all this amazing work that's actually happening. So if you want to come on, talk about what you've been up to, obviously give us a shout, and we'll arrange that. Decred today happens every Monday, roughly 3 p.m. UK time, even though today's Wednesday. But we're very flexible. But yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be absolutely amazing. And before if you do have any questions, chuck them up in the comment section, and I'll put them to Kendi before we sign off. Here we go.
Okay, I'm going to join via my mobile.
Yeah, it does. I apologize to this, guys, but it does take a little bit of time to kind of switch between screens on StreamYard, which it's been one of my biggest complaints, actually. I can only show one screen at a time.
Or is
So
it?
you have to kind of
Yeah,
switch between them. So it does take a bit of time. So yeah, apologies to the audience, but yeah, can't be helped, unfortunately.
would
But
be more helpful if we could display multiple screens at the same time.
yeah, have a. You should. I
But
mean, that's the other thing. If the invite link that I sent you, if you put that on your phone, that should work.
yeah, so okay, I'm doing that now.
All right, and then I can.
Let me try entering the studio. Um,
Here we go. Right, let me take this one off.
one second. How do I prevent this? How do I prevent this echo?
Turn your speakers down on your phone.
Okay, let's see. Did that help?
There we go. Yeah, you're in. So now I can put your camera up there. Hopefully, we should be able to see that. I should be able to select that.
Can you see my screen?
No, I've got an empty
Okay.
placeholder at the minute.
Okay. Can you share on mobile?
Kennedy, I'm going to say that we should leave this till next time. I think
Okay.
we
All right.
because we've done so much good work showing what's happening, and let's leave this as a surprise for next time. And what we'll do when we have our next live stream, hopefully sometime in November, we'll do a mobile one as well, and we'll get that set up in advance. But I really appreciate you coming on. That was absolutely amazing. Final
Yeah.
thoughts.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, man. And you can find Kennedy at Dracot or at
Yeah.
CryptoPower WL, which is the CryptoPower wallet, on Twitter and all the other usual places. But if you've got any questions, you can obviously pass them through me, Decred Society, and I'll pass them on. But absolutely great work. Fantastic for coming on. Thank you so much, Kennedy. Thank you, 139 people for watching. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So hopefully now you've all found out about Crypto Wallet and you can all test it out and give it some really good feedback. And let's push this to the next standard. But thanks all. Take care and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. Take care.